Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Okay, we are right on time. We're just going to give a minute or two for others to join us as well. All right, I'm super excited.
I'm excited too. I really am looking forward to this. That's a
All
great
right, so we
opportunity.
have a lot of people are here on time already.
Oh, fantastic.
Feel free to say hello in the chat. Let us know your name, your business, if anything. We're gonna have a quick poll as well in a little bit. So feel free to say hello to us. Super excited to be here with all of you. And thank you again for being here on time. Greatly appreciate your time. Good morning, Deb. Good morning, everyone. All right. I know sometimes we just like right on time and people try to figure it out the
Exactly.
Zoom.
It's so true. Sometimes I think, oh, I'll just wait exactly for the tick. And then
And
just
it just didn't, yeah, always the
hmm
last minute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's
Hi,
take
Eric. Good morning. Yeah, you guys can drop anything in the chat. We want to be as engaged in, be open. This is our first series that we are focusing on this unique industry. So super excited. We have a lot to unpack. So I know that we have a lot of people joining us already. I don't want to waste anyone's time. So I just want to say good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to
Good
the
morning.
Airport Concession webinar series. This is a 5-week journey designed to help small businesses take flight in the airport retail and dining space. I'm Soprani May, and I am thrilled to kick off session 1, Secret to Getting Certified, where we will unpack the essential steps to becoming certified as an ACDBE, LBE, or women and minority owned business in Los Angeles. So whether you are just starting out or looking to expand into airport concession, this year is your runway to growth. We are delighted, super delighted to be joined today by April Stewart, President and CEO of Skyview Concession Inc., a powerhouse in airport retail with over 25 years of experience. April Inside will guide us through the airport concession, the certification process, and share what it really takes to succeed in this unique industry. This series is brought to you by Pace Business in partnership with the City of Los Angeles Economic and Workforce Development Department, and the BusinessSource Center in Hollywood region. Before we meet our guest speaker, I'd like to take a few moments to spotlight the work we do at Pace. We are a local nonprofit organization, a certified SBA and a CDFI lender, proudly rooted in the heart of Los Angeles. Our mission is to drive inclusive economic growth by empowering entrepreneurs and small businesses across vibrant communities of Central and East LA. Whether you're just starting out or scaling up, we offer a full range of services, access to capital, one-on-one business counseling, training, and workshops just like this tailored to your needs. We also help business navigating the complex world of government contracting. We all know that this space has full of opportunity, but often difficult to break into. From understanding eligibility requirement and the certification to preparing competitive bid and connecting with the procurement services, our team provide the guidance and tool needed to help you, small business, become contract ready and hopefully win government contracts soon. At Pace, we believe that with the right support, every business has the potential to thrive. So we are excited to have you with us today, and we look forward to be a part of your journey. Now this is where we're gonna take a little bit of poll. Let's see. I'm
Yeah.
gonna launch a poll now. Where is my poll? All right. So now please give it a minute or so. Just take a quick poll so we understand, have a better sense of where everyone is in your business journey. If you're just starting out, already certified, interested in certification, or somewhere in between, your input will help us tailor this series to better meet your needs. So go ahead and select the option that best describes your situation, your business status. All right. Thank you, everyone. Nice. Okay. Lots of food and beverages.
Mm.
Professional consulting. Great. Thank you. If you have a different type of business or in a different stage, just feel free to drop that in the chat as well. We'll be sharing this poll with our guest speaker, and we will monitor this as well so we can tailor our next session. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Okay, so we have a few more people haven't get the poll. That's okay if you don't want to participate in the poll. All right, we'll just give you another 30 seconds, so 2 minutes. So if you still decided or undecided, please. We have 20 of 37. Okay.
Yeah. I'm curious, are
Awesome.
any retailers in there in the poll
Yes,
so far? Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. There's
Okay.
about 15% so far in the
Okay.
retail.
Okay.
Majority are in the professional grade. Great.
Fantastic.
All right, I'm gonna end the poll now. This is great, awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll now. It's okay. This is we can do the poll every session. Again, we just want to get
Yes.
a sense of where you are, and
Hmm.
this is a first kickoff series in the concession industry. So we want to be a part of this proper planning and share the most valuable insight for you. Okay, so I'm gonna end the poll. Thank you so much. Let me see.
Ah,
Nice,
yes. That's a nice blend. Very nice blend.
very nice.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everyone. All right, just a quick reminder before I turn over to April. Feel free to drop your question in the chat throughout the session. We will have some time at the end for Q&A, so jot down any question, anything you're curious about, and we want this to be interactive, so just get ready to engage. So without further ado, April, this is all yours now.
Okay. Well, thank you,
Sure.
Soprani. I'm just so overjoyed to be here, to be a part of this, and welcome everyone. Good morning to our series, Gateway to Growth, Your Business and Your Runway. We want you to certify, connect, and scale throughout this series. Again, I want to thank Soprani and Pace for this wonderful opportunity for me to share something that I'm absolutely passionate about, and that is for local and small businesses. Um, it's a privilege for me to be able to walk alongside small businesses and to help them to discover, create, or curate their own runway to success. So um, I also want to thank Pace and Soprani for just the work that you're doing in the community. It really does make a difference. And if I can take a second to share a parable with you. There were two gentlemen that were walking along the beach, and the beach was just filled with starfish throughout the beach, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. And as the two men were walking, one of the gentlemen would pick up a starfish and throw it in the water, and they walk a few more paces and then throw the next starfish in the water. And then the other gentleman was saying, "Well, why are you doing this? It's impossible to make a difference on this beach." And as they walked another few more paces, the gentleman picked up another starfish, and he says, "I've just made a difference to that one. And if I can make a difference to one, then I am feeling really great about my contribution." So that's what I think about your organization and what you're doing. And that's part of my reason, my why. So before, yeah, it wants to freeze. Ah, it's going to be a little while, but I'll just go ahead and get started and tell you a little bit about myself. Before we dive into today's agenda, I'd just like to take a few minutes to tell you a little bit about myself. There we go. Um, a little bit about my journey, and I spoke just a little bit about my why. This working with local and small businesses, is very personal to me. I feel like if anyone can come through the ranks and own and operate retail stores and restaurants and duty-free stores at airports, then I want to help the next person. So as many of you know, the journey of an entrepreneur, well, actually for anyone, is not a day of, it's not always blue skies and green lights. There are always ups and downs in this industry, in the life of an entrepreneur. And again, as I mentioned, for anyone. Um, and so one of my highlights of my career, my journey, is this photo, what is pictured here on this agenda page. Um, this was a spectacular day. Uh, URW orchestrated or organized a photo shoot, and they were honoring and celebrating small businesses who are operating, in this case at LAX. We got a chance to be interviewed, and it was just a spectacular day. And we were also celebrating my opening of the first ever Vera Bradley store and location at an airport. This picture still inspires me to this day. As I think about it, I have a full circle moment in that there many years ago when I was working for another concessionaire, I had the opportunity to go to the south of France and then also to Miami to attend the duty-free exhibitor shows. And I would always grab, and this was maybe 25 years ago, but I would always grab these magazines, Moody Davitt and the Duty Free News International. These were very sleek magazines that had featured the crown prince or the crown royal of this country and the CEO of Estee Lauder and someone that was representing Chanel. And even one of my mentors, Mr. Joe Lyons, was featured in this magazine. And I would just pour over those magazines. Well, to my surprise and honor, this photo and the article got published in that very magazine. So I just pinch myself every day that I get to enjoy working in concession. I want to share it with everyone. I'd like for you all to join along with me. So without further ado, I'll get on to the agenda. We'll talk about why certification matters, the types of certifications that we have, how to apply, the secrets to getting certified, and then next steps. Um, by the way, I did also want to share that I've been in business for over 2 decades. Um, I'll say I started when I was 10, but for over 2 decades. And it has been quite a journey. And I want to share again just the joy and throughout the series, some of my pitfalls and some of the failures that I've had so that you don't have to experience them. In one of my roles, I worked at a company called Lee Hecht Harrison, and I was being groomed to become a branch manager. So just to show you that my pathway to concessions was not a straight line, I worked for this company for almost a year. I was being groomed to be the branch manager by one of my mentors, and he left the company at about 6 months. And so there was a new sheriff in town. And well, you know, new sheriff likes to have his own team. And quite honestly and candidly, I was not thriving in that environment. So we had to have one of those conversations, and we decided to part ways. And honestly, I thank God for that closed door because I don't know where I would be. I certainly wouldn't be able to enjoy this great business that we're in right now. I went on to work for Duty Free and then for another concessionaire. And I worked for Betty Dixon, who is one of the original ACDBEs at LAX. And I worked for her for 10 years. I was director of operations. And I helped open all of her stores that she had in the United States. And by about year 8 or so, I decided it was time for me to return to school and get my MBA and then to form my own company. I kind of did it quietly. I kept it to myself, but continued to work. And then when the opportunity came, I took that leap of faith. And as a matter of fact, as I was preparing for this, I realized that tomorrow marks the 18th anniversary of me starting this business, of me founding this business, Skyview Concession. So again, I'm over the moon and I'm ecstatic about that. And if I look back on my journey, just so very pleased about where I've come and where we've come as a company. But I'm also super excited about what we're going to be able to talk about today. And we want to talk about what might be possible for you. So this series is designed to open doors, to provide clarity, and then also to give you tools to help you to be successful. And as I mentioned, I may share more of my story because there's a lot throughout this journey. And so again, so we can just go ahead and get started. So we've talked about what's on the agenda, why certification matters. Certification is a marketing tool. I wish I would have thought about that years ago. I didn't think of it that way, but it is a tool, a marketing tool that you can use. It is going to give you access to contracts and it will give you a strategic advantage. It will also boost your credibility with prime concessionaires. You can work with prime concessionaires without a certification, but it gives you an advantage, and they know then that you've done the work to get certified. And there's also credit for them, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. As I mentioned, it serves as a plus once you become a supplier or a vendor to concessionaires. And we do have a series, a one full day planned for how to become a vendor and supplier to concessionaires. Certification matters because it also provides primes with an opportunity to showcase their local and small business partners. It speaks to their commitment to the community and keeping things local. And these companies go around to each state and operate in every airport, and they really believe in drawing in and including local business partners. So while we're here at LAX or anywhere in the state of California, once you're certified, you can participate in contracts throughout the state. Some contracts do provide, in fact, most of them provide points for you being certified. So it's another added bonus in being certified. That you will get points on your contract that's going to boost up your overall points and potential award. And then in some cases, especially in construction and services, then they will give a discount on pricing for local and small businesses because the intention is to keep business local. If you decide that you want to become a concessionaire, then the ACDBE certification is absolutely required. So I want to talk about the various certification types, and some of you, I think you're already familiar with these, so I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of detail about it, but ACDBE is Airport Concessions Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. And by the way, this program has only been in place since like 1983. That might be the years that some of you may have been born, but 1983, that's not very long. If you think about the airport and aviation space, aviation started in the early 1900s. And so since people don't change, you would imagine that there was probably someone who was enterprising and was selling fruit or vegetables at a stand at the runway back in the 1900s. And then about 1960s or so, we started seeing more concessions populate the airports. And then around 1983 is when the doors, Congress paved a way for women and minorities to participate on airports and win contracts. DBE is a disadvantaged business enterprise. And by the way, each one of these can have its own requirement. So you will want to apply for the one that you can satisfy. WBE and MBE, women-owned and minority-owned businesses. Oftentimes, the ACDBE, you are able to also get the certification or the designation for WBE and MBE simultaneously. So when you apply for one, you can use that exact same paperwork to apply for another certification. So check the box if you apply and you want to get those certifications. And then LBE, LSBE, and SBE, local and small business enterprises. And I want to get this right, but the local small business is for local business preferred program. And in this case, the city is giving an advantage to those that are certified as LBEs with the idea that you will receive preferential treatment, or your prime contractor will receive preferential treatment because you are certified as an LBE and you are committed to keeping business here locally in LA, and then also committed to retaining employees. So it's a key and a strategy that the city has gotten behind, and they really do support. I want to spotlight the ACDBE program or certification. As I mentioned, it was formed, ACDBE program started in about 1983, and it follows the Title 49 CFR Part 23, if you ever want to look up the regulation for it. The idea was to minimize the barriers to entry, so that local women and minorities could apply and compete for contracts that were federally awarded contracts. So the idea is to increase participation for women and minorities on these contracts, and then eventually with the goal of developing these companies to become a prime themselves. And in the earlier picture, when you saw my Vera Bradley store, that classified me as a prime. I am classified now as a prime, and I am also an ACDBE joint venture partner. This eligibility here, this is just kind of the highlight. There are other requirements that are there, but these are the three big ones that let you know if you can get in the game. So your company must be 51% controlled and owned by a disadvantaged individual. The P&W is the personal net worth cap. And that just increased after a number of years. So it just increased last year to, you can have a personal net worth cap of $2,047,000. And this excludes your primary residential and your retirement funds. The one thing about doing business on an airport, especially if you decide to become a concessionaire, is it requires a substantial capital expenditure. And so it's kind of a wicked loop in some aspects, because you can only have so much of an asset under your personal name and your personal net worth, but yet you need to contribute your proportionate share on these contracts. And with real estate costing upwards of $1,500 a square foot to build out a store or a restaurant at airports, it's pretty significant to come up with easily anywhere from 500 to millions of dollars, depending on your equity share in these contracts. So we are expecting in 26 that there will be a potential another increase for the personal net worth cap, and that will be based on the consumer price index. So this is the same number for everyone in the nation. So those folks in Idaho have the same cap that we have here in California, even though our real estate is higher. Size limit is based on revenue. So once you exceed $31+ million in revenue in your business, you will have graduated from the program, and you are able to hang on to the contracts that are current and existing for you. However, you would not be able to compete as an ACDBE once you exceed that size limit. And the goal or the purpose is to get it so that you now are competing with the primes, like say the Hudsons, the Host, Avolta, the Parodies of the world. So that is the purpose of the size limit. Completing the application. So what do we need in order to apply for an application? I cannot stress your personal financial information will be required. This is to form, there's a form called the personal net worth form. They will require your bank statements, your real estate holdings, any type artwork, your cars, all of that will fall under your personal net worth and will be counted towards your cap. You'll also need your federal employer tax ID number, the FEIN number. It's fairly easy to get. You can get it online, but it is required to be certified. They are going to ask for multiple years of federal income and corporate income tax returns. So get your files together and have them prepared. Again, it's federal. You do not need to submit your California state tax returns, but do include your federal income, your federal and individual corporate income tax returns with your certification. Of course, your company name, the status or the structure of your company. Are you an LLC or an S corporation? And then you also want to remember to get your NAICS codes, and you want to apply for that fairly early because it's going to help you be identified in terms of what category or what industry. NAICS is the North American Industry Classification System, and this classifies businesses by their economic activity. So if you're a restaurateur, you'll be classified with the NAICS codes for restaurants. If you're a retailer, there are classifications for retailer. It could even get as fine as if you're a leathersmith. So be sure to look into your NAICS codes. Of course, your email, phone, and address will be required. They want to make sure that you are in California, that your company is based in California. And of course, your contact name, email, and phone. And if it's at all possible for you to add a secondary contact, I highly recommend that so that you'll have a backup person who can assist you, because things happen when you are in the certification process. And I'm going to share a little bit about that in a few minutes. Here we are. For the application process, there are 4 stages. There is the preliminary intake, the desk audit, the site visit, and then of course your final review and approval or denial. And for the preliminary intake, it's basically when all applications are submitted, you want to make sure that what needs to be notarized is notarized, and submit all documents. I'm going to speak more about some of the things that we can do to make sure that we have a great application process. For the desk audit, this is when a certifying agent will receive your application, and at that point, they are going to go deeper into your documents, and they will look it over with a fine-tooth comb. And this is where a lot of questions arise. They will come back to you and ask you to clarify certain things. They will ask you if you're missing a document to submit the missing document, and you will have X number of days to get it submitted. So this is an important time during the certification process. You will want to make yourself readily available so that you can respond in a timely manner. And this is why I say if you're able to have a secondary person, it will be beneficial. They can serve as your backup. And for the site visit, for those of you who may already be certified, as you may know, during COVID, there were no home certifications or office certifications, commercial building, site visits. And so I believe now they have resumed site visits. And so they will come to your commercial building, they'll come to your work site. If it's at your home, that's fine, but they will look at your files to ensure that you are the owner and operator of your business that you are looking to get certified. So the site visits are very important. If they don't come, then they will do it by Zoom, and you'll walk around with your camera and show them, and they'll ask you, pull out this document. Do you have that document? So that's how it will work if it is via Zoom. And then, of course, the final review, and we want approval and not denial, will be processed and sent to you so that you will have your certification, and you will, typically they're good for 5 years, but you will need to do an annual update on every anniversary. So you'll need to keep your files together. So now getting to the secrets to getting certified. It's just very important. Some of these are best practices, these things that I'm going to share. Some of these are things that I've learned along my journey, and some of the mistakes that I've made that I want to share with you, that so that hopefully you won't experience these same mistakes, and you will have a certification or rather an application process that's going to be as smooth as possible. And let's face it, the better and easier you make it for the certifying agent, the faster it's going to be for you to get certified. And who knows, perhaps the next time you come for certification, they'll recognize your company as one that has fulfilled all the documents that made it super easy for them. And I can't say that your application will rise to the top, but let's just say that if you make it easy for them, I'm sure your certification can be expedited. So I recommend that you download and review the application. If you're unable to download it, scroll through it because it is online now. Back in the day, it was not online, it was paper. So scroll through the application from beginning to start without triggering starting your application process, just to see what is required. Read it for line by line in every detail. It's very important so that you can make sure that you have a complete application. Excuse me, I'm going to get a sip of water. Create a checklist. This is so very important for you to create a checklist based on the application and then gather all of the required documents. And if you happen to be completing the document, the application on behalf of someone, you really need to make sure that that 51% owner is participating and is aware, so that when it comes time for an interview, they'll be able to answer any questions. But gather all required documents. And as I mentioned, bank statements, real estate, mortgage statements, your P&Ls for your company. They will look for your Secretary of State certification. Everything that's related to how you formed your business will be required as proof that you actually are the owner and operator of the business you are looking to get certified. Do understand the timeline expectations. One is to get a feel and do some surveillance and try and identify how long is it taking to get certified. With the Olympics and everything that's coming on now, I know that certifying agency, those that are out there now, are swamped. So you want to get an early start and again, have a good a good application so that it can sail through the process. But understand what the timing is. Also understand the expectation when you're requested to provide additional information. If it's 10 days or is it 10 business days? A mistake that I made is at the time when requests were made, they would mail them. And I was traveling in Northern California and my mail was here in Southern California. By the time I got down to LA, I had just 3 days to respond. So, but thank God now that it's online, they typically send emails and they may or may not send a follow-up email. So the onus is on us to make sure that we are standing by and waiting for any requests that may come. So understand the timeline. Also, you want to be proactive about getting the certification because it can take quite a bit of time, depending on the strength of your application. If you have documents that are missing, then that will delay the process and it could take months before you get the certification. So if you're looking to bid or partner with or team with another company, you want to have your certification, your marketing tool in your profile. It's absolutely important that you do that. Some Most companies will not allow you to bid with them unless you are fully certified, not in the process, but fully certified. There are exceptions, but it's just best to have it. Then you're ready to submit your application. One thing that I recommend is you really try to get that application submitted in 1 or 2 sittings. So if you've gathered all of your documents, you've got everything ready, it's in an electronic file and you're uploading everything that is required, you will have an easy submission. Once you've submitted it, then you're gonna sit and wait and be prepared for the calls or requests for additional information and for an interview. And one thing about the interview, you know your business, so you really don't have to, don't stress out about it. You know your business and you're passionate about your business. So they'll ask you questions that you already know. It's like the back of your hand. Another pro tip, add the agency to your email safe list. It's super important that any communication you receive from the certifying agency goes to your inbox and not to spam. And you want to make sure that it is on the safe list so you don't miss the window to respond to any inquiries that they might have. Be responsive, I cannot say that enough, to request in a timely manner. Be responsive. I will share with you, there was a time when life was lifing, as they say, and I missed a deadline and I had to wait a whole year to get certified. And this was for another state to get certified. So you want to be able to be timely in your certification responses. And then lastly, the last pro tip on this is to keep and maintain a complete application file for yourself. So you've got your digital file, your electronic file, keep that along with your supporting documentation in one place and keep all correspondence that you have with the certifying agency so that in the event there are any questions that come up, you can always refer back to your documents that are in your electronic file. And if there's ever a question about timeliness, you will then have your date stamps that can prove that you submitted your documents. And sometimes if they want you to mail the document, read very carefully. Sometimes the request is that it is in their office, not postmarked, but in their office by the due date. So be very, very diligent about that. Once you follow these secrets to getting certified, you'll have, I call it a stellar submission. And it is a very thorough application process, and getting it completed and submitted um, is just a big relief. You want to make it as easy as possible for the certifying agency. And again, last time I'm going to say this, you want to respond in a timely manner. So please, you want to make sure that you're going to have a stellar submission. So for our next steps, I'm going to ask you to decide which certifications fit your business. Which ones do you qualify for? You are going to need to do some research to find out. There's the LBE, the Small Business, Women and Minority Business. Each of them have their own qualifications. And as I mentioned previously, in some cases, you can apply for multiple with one application. So you want to be on the lookout for those opportunities and snag those certifications that are available with one swoop. Also, create your certification plan or your roadmap, or hey, I should change that to your runway. Um, Create your certification plan. Decide on which ones you want. Go after them. Give yourself enough time to get the certifications done. If you're planning a vacation, I would recommend that you have your number two person, someone that's very detail oriented, to check your mailbox if you want to trust it to that, because you need to make sure that you're able to be responsive. You can begin your application prep at lacity.diversitysoftware.com, and it will walk you through every detail that you need. Again, if you have an opportunity to go through that application without triggering starting your application process, you can get a preview into what is required, and then you can prepare ahead of time so that you're not having to save your application process over, let's say, a week's time. Try to get it done in a couple of days, if not within one sitting. So it's dedicated time to make sure that you have a successful certification application. And then also, lastly, if you need any support or assistance, as Soprani mentioned, PACE has got a plethora of programs and support for you, and to be available to provide you assistance on your journey for certification. So here are some resources that are available to you to help you through your process. LAWA.org has lots of information that can be found there. You can also look on that website and you'll see under the Business Inclusivity Program, you'll see the ACDBE certification, and you can follow that link. And then if you would like to get in touch with centralized certification, you can send them an email. I can tell you they are responsive, but know that they are swamped. Know that they are swamped, but they are responsive and will answer your questions. So another tip is I would compile all of my questions and send an email and ask them all at once, so you're not having to go back in several times back into the centralized certification unit. And then lastly, full disclosure, I am the VP of Marketing for Airport Minority Advisory Council, and we have an award-winning Los Angeles chapter. We won an award from the National AMAC, and I invite you to come to our free monthly meetings. It's the last Thursday of every month at 5 p.m. And here in that organization, you'll find people that are like-minded who are looking to do business within aviation. And with that, I'm ready to open up for any questions there might be.
Awesome, April. Thank
Great.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack. I know a lot of people are asking, where can I get link? I'm gonna send each link to you as well. Why we are not represented any airport, we do want to work with them. We know that maybe we might want to invite Lava or LAX or Burbank. They are working closely with us. So I will share, I think I already shared the certification. There's a lot of links. So, but what April would just say, go to that link, ACDBE, and click on it and go through the application, download it. If you need, you have additional question, feel free to reach out to us, April or myself. Our team is also here to support this lengthy, tedious application process as well. Is the first one that we all recommended that you get certified. So first question I have here, what about if my business is pretty new and I don't have all the taxes or requirements? Should I forget about this?
Don't forget about it. Just plan for it. It's part of your roadmap. And so get all of the documentation, get whatever experience you need uh, to qualify for the certifications. And everyone has its own parameters. So study the certification that you'd like to get, find out what the requirements are. And if there's a gap, take the time to get that experience. And it might be, it's okay if it's a couple of years, and it's okay. It's best to have everything in order, and it's best to have the experience to support your application so that you won't be denied. So it's quite all right. Just, I would say, study and follow the application process and see what is required, and whatever gaps you have, just go ahead and meet those gaps.
Okay, next question from Rosie. I'm at the final stage of the application. It's asking me to upload my document in certain area. That question does not pertain to me. Do I still need to submit a document, start stating why it doesn't apply and why it doesn't apply? Hmm.
Yeah. So I will give you my answer, but I would also refer you to the certification unit for that, because I don't want to mislead you. But there's a way to, on the application, as you're uploading your application, to click not applicable or type in NA. You want to try to fill every space that there is a question or that requires a response. So if it's applicable for you to write NA, then type that in, and that should suffice. But I would refer that back to the certification organization.
And just to add on to that, there's a lot of question that doesn't pertain to you. And I think that's, you can reach out to the BCA or you can reach out to us. There's a lot of, like what April say, not applicable, but I would just submit anything you have, just like if they ask for any certain financial document or any business planning or capability statement, what have you. Submit as much as possible. You know your business, you know what you have at the
Yeah.
moment. Make sure it's current. The idea is to make sure it's current, it's active. If you have a certification, you have done it. I think you say we have to renew every year. I think that's what's the case. You have to maybe update it yearly.
You do.
It's always good because you already started process. We also recommend that, you go through this, make sure it's there. Again, we're not representing the airport, but we know that the statistic doesn't lie. The get in the game, that what you have heard from a mayor from time and times again, the foot traffic or traveler or are expecting to arrive in LA in the next couple of years, it will be abundance. And I know there's millions of millions in revenue that generated through LAX concession from what I read. And that's what I think that is, it sounded like it's just a concession, not like a big store, but I think it's a great opportunity. As you all know, I pay so much every time I travel at the
Thank
airport.
you. We love you.
It's like we have to do all of that and always constantly think, how do I get my small business getting here?
Yes,
Especially
I
food.
love
I
that
think
thinking.
food and businesses or gift shop, probably one of the most generating concession revenue in all airports, I
Yeah.
assume. Because one
Yes.
way or another, if you have a delay flight or you have wait 2, 3 hours, what are you gonna do?
Well,
Well, of course, you're gonna
spend
have
it
to
with
eat.
us.
You have to eat, you have to buy
Yes.
things.
Yes. We
I don't know
love that.
nowadays you can, I don't know. They think they say you can take water now, but I don't know the new TSA guidance from what I heard. Oh, you don't have to take off shoes. I'm sorry. I used to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. You can bring your own container, and there
Mhm.
are water fountains that are available that you can fill your container. You can do that. But of course, we'd love for you to shop with us.
Hey, April, one way or another, we are pro small businesses, and I
I
think
love.
that just to the fact that all the entertainment, sport industry, procurement
Yeah.
businesses, opportunity, I'm sure if you are here, you've heard all the time from our city council member, the government agency that is coming 26, 28.
Yes.
We want to prepare you. If you're just starting out, it's just a good step forward.
Mhm.
Again, it's a long process, it's tedious. I just
Mhm.
know that we work with so many contractor, prime contractor, every other agency. There are abundant opportunity out there. Our job is to make sure you are ready and we can help you win some contract,
Yes.
any businesses, any airport or anywhere else. I will share this recording. I know there's a lot of information. I will also share our Procure LA, just a step by
Thank
step.
you.
It's like 6, 7 step guidance just to prepare you. Because we have 5 more session, and toward the end, hopefully that you have more clarity. The why do we need to do this certification? Why is it important?
Yes.
If you just want to talk about dollar amount, how can we get in there? This is part of it.
Yeah.
And at the moment, if you're almost at the end of the application, go for it. Let us
Yeah.
know if you have additional question through that process. The more certification you have, is better for your
Absolutely.
profile. I don't know any one of you have any question on the capability statement? If you've been here, I know some of you have been here, operation and expanding into airport. Let us know if you want to just sit down with us and, we can just kind of see where you at. And if any one of you are in the process of bidding, it's very competitive out there. We also help analyze and help people with the bidding process. It's
Great
very
support.
competitive out there. Just, it's a lot. I
Yes.
we want to be honest too, it's very difficult, but I believe that our small business logo, we deserve to be in that traveler
Yeah.
path
Yes.
in the airport. I know
Mhm.
there's a few terminal at LAX that are
Mhm.
expanding like
Right.
crazy.
Yes. Yes. Terminal
Um,
4 right
we
now.
will try
Yes.
to grab some of those
Yes.
personnel official to
Yes.
come and join us to say maybe, what's going on and maybe what other opportunities that we can tap in, that we want to be able to matching somebody's opportunity, meet them. I think lava.org have a lot of good business as well. If you're in the city of LA, or I mean it's Los Angeles, I think lava has a lot of great information. But again, we're not lava, we're not LAX.
Yeah.
We're a
But what great
concessionaire, great
No,
concessionaire.
what great support. Again, back to the starfish story. I think it's fantastic. I see someone has their hand up, but I think the support that you offer is amazing, and I plan to come in. So I think it's amazing, and I think everyone should take advantage of the gift that you're offering to come alongside these companies and help them navigate these waters, because it is not easy, and a lot of folks end up getting discouraged, and we don't want that. And I think PACE is here to support you so that you don't get discouraged and you do move forward, and there's a lot of support that's available, so please do take advantage of it.
Thank you. So do you. I mean, with your help and your expertise, and there's a lot of us out there. I know you're here. Somehow you found us, and
Yes.
don't get don't get discouraged with the certification. You may hear certification, capability statement, bidding. That's the step process, and we definitely want to be a part of it. I've learned a lot in the past 4 or 5 years, and I think that I mean, you're very focused on this, the LA, the Olympic coming up, I think World Cup coming up. There's a lot of sport and
Yes.
entertainment,
So there's
procurement coming
tons
up.
coming up. Yes.
Everyone have to go through our airport,
Yes.
any airport.
Yes.
They're gonna have to pay $10 a bottle for any
Yes.
bottle of
Everyone
water
complains about our water.
or buy your cookies.
Yes. Yes. Yes,
sandwiches, you know.
yes, yes. Well,
I know it's in 100 million, just the LAX alone, and I think
yeah,
the revenue generation portion of it is, I think that's what maybe as the county, we want to grow that as well and make sure that every traveler have great experience. So I'm
yeah.
excited. We have 4 more sessions coming up. So again, by next one, if anyone are interested in learning more about their certification, feel free to follow that link, download the application, prepare some of this document that they require, and then you have question, ask us. You want to share your contact information, April, via
Oh,
chat?
sure. And we see that Rococo Devereaux has a question.
Okay. Let me see. I don't know. Let's see if I
Can you see?
could allow to talk. Cause sometime, okay, which if you can hear us, Rococo, you want to answer, type your question in the Q&A or chat, please. Again, this webinar is recorded, and I will share our step by step when it comes to contract readiness to you via email as well as a follow-up.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Let's say.
Well, I want to thank you again for this opportunity as we wait for Rococo's question. Again, it's just been an absolute delight and pleasure to have this opportunity. I love working with small businesses, and anything that we can do to help them to be successful, that's what we're here for. And I appreciate this partnership with you and with Pace, and just really looking forward to the rest of our series.
Well, likewise, April, I think there is no shortage of how small business, local, or community in any population, any part where they are, LA County, there's opportunity, and
Yes.
everyone have to travel one way or another, go through this airport again. I love to
Mm-hmm.
travel, but sometimes I know that it costs a lot. I could save $20 on my ticket, but I may have to pay $20 for sandwiches,
Yeah.
which is fine. Which is
Support
fine one
us.
way or
The
another.
rents are very high, just so that everyone knows. The rent is very high. It's very expensive to build out locations. I think at that Vera Bradley location, I was awarded that space, and it had
Mhm.
already been built out. That saved like $500,000, and it is not very large. So it's pretty pretty
Definitely. We
expensive.
will want to hear from a lot of concessionaire
Yes.
journey and a success story as well, because I think
Hmm.
the best way to learn is to actually learn from someone like you who've been through
Thank
it
you.
from the start, you
Thank
to
you.
here to growing. Because I think that part of it, once you're there and people can, just see what's going on at the airport, I think it would be an amazing experience. So I think
I love it. Yeah,
sorry, Loco, I think
yes, it's going to
it
email.
will to you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. I look forward to
So
your
I
email.
know that we are, okay, let me see. Maria has a question in the chat. Did I miss your question? Sorry about that. Um, yeah, I think we asked about that as well, because you're just starting a business, and again, you don't have a federal tax at the moment. You don't have to forget about it. I think April already touched base on that. You can just start prepping. If not
Yes,
this year, next year, if
yes,
your business is just starting 2025, then you can plan 2026. But they do need, I think for rule of thumbs, to be security contract ready, they may need a couple of years of federal tax return.
yeah,
Maybe if you're in business for 5 years, that would be better. It's just they want to make sure everyone, also small businesses, have the capability to
yes.
serve, to provide the services, or to sell your product. So it's a lot of process. So, but it's really a good process. I mean, it's
It
just
is.
a really good opportunity to get
It
in.
is.
I want to get in.
Yeah, come on and join us.
I
Come
want to
on
be
and
one
join
of the
us.
concession. Okay. Well, I don't see any other question. Thank you
Okay,
so much, everyone. Thank you so
thank
much,
you.
April. I know our
Thank you.
next session, it will be in 2 weeks. And
Yes,
again, you have 2 weeks. If you are in the process of getting certified, go ahead and do it. download application, study it, and if you need help, let us know. We're just an email away. April already shared her contact information. I
Yes.
will send an email follow-up to all of you with additional, just a simple process of the step-by-step to be certificate, with the certification and be contract ready. And until then, okay, no more question. Until then, we will see you in 2 weeks, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you being here with us.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right, see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.